So basically, I have two pieces from Goodwill. They were $9 a piece, which was on the first Saturday, so they were $5 a piece, around there. So we're gonna try to work on them today, get them fixed up, and sell them. So these are the pieces here. So first I'm going to sand these guys, and then we're going to do something different with the cabinet doors. Okay, just for a closer look, you can see got all these scratches and stuff here. I want to keep the cabinet doors, the wood stain. I don't know, maybe I should try to get these things off, because I think they're kind of ugly. I think I'm going to try to work on getting those things off. So here we are. After the sanding part, using the grittier stuff, you can see kind of give these squigglies, and even when I'm using like exterior paint, it's kind of self-leveling. You can typically see stuff like that. I'm not too picky with it, but I'm gonna go back in with a finer grit and kind of get those surfaces out, especially on the top where it's more noticeable. But before I do that, I'm gonna wipe off all this dust so I'm not flinging it all over. Okay, so now I'm gonna start painting the main cabinets. I'm gonna start with that bonding primer first, and probably move on to the cabinet paint. I'm just gonna put the bonding primer on with some sort of brush. Trying to get it as even as I can, but not really worry about it too much. Okay, so I'm using this triple thick cylinder primer, and I read the back, and it said it can be used to fill gaps in holes. Normally in painting, I'm assuming. But, so I was thinking, I got all these nail holes from the trim I took off, so I'm gonna try to fill it with this paint. And so far, I mean, it looks pretty good. Okay, so I wanted to stop the time lapse real quick to talk about what roller I'm using and the kind of tools. You might have seen I use a brush first. I like to use a brush for the corners and things like that. But for cabinets and smooth surfaces, that goes for all things really super smooth that you want to have a smooth finish. Use something called a low nap roller. I mean, somebody at Lowe's or something like that will know what this is, but it's kind of like a foam roller. It doesn't leave the streaks and things like that. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. Paint's still drying. I did the back just quickly and thin. Now it's on to the cabinet parts. The first step is I'm gonna remove the hardware. And then I'm probably going to do some sander deglosser, liquid sander, whatever you want to call it. And I kind of use this quickly just to bring down the finish, kind of go down, make it a lighter coat and not totally destroy the finish. With this cabinet and all the scrapes, we're gonna have to see how that goes. Probably gonna replace the hardware. Okay, so they're looking pretty good. Kind of stopped the process with some soap and water. I don't really do too much to remove it all. Now, we were talking about all these dots over here earlier, and they're kind of, I mean, they're still there, but they're not really there. Like, they're hard to see, and that's because this liquid sander that I use, if you don't keep using a new section of the cloth, it's just going to redistribute the pigment, making it lighter but also spreading out that pigment. So basically what I did was took pigment from the other areas and pushed it into that one area. I'm not gonna put on that old stuff. I'm gonna have to run down to Lowe's and grab something to use. Okay, I'm back. The stuff is still kind of tacky. It's a oil-enriched cabinet paint, but I'm gonna just do a quick, really thin coat to even out some of the areas I've noticed are kind of rough. There's a weird circle there. And then we'll start to put on this hardware that I just bought. Okay, so I did another coat, just a light coat, and as I mentioned before, it is a little tacky because that cabinet paint actually says that it needs to dry for 3 days minimum. So before use. So I mean, it got a little bit of drying time, maybe a couple hours. I did a small, thin coat just to level out stuff because I don't want to paint it, wait 3 days and then paint it again. So here we are. We got it all in there. They had a good look to them. Now I got the most basic, generic ones you could ever get. And they were like $1.97. Okay, so I went ahead and assembled them to show you the finished product here. So there they are. All it was sliding the shelves into the actual dressers. But they work pretty nice. And there you go. That's how you upcycle a bedside table.